This is how Shane Gillis just shocked the world.
I probably shouldn't be up here, honestly. Hey, you're not allowed to play with us. You're retarded. Just start wailing on that cracker. Everyone's gonna be like, oh!
If you're an avid viewer of stand-up comedy, you are probably well aware of the fact that Shane Gillis appeared on Saturday Night Live this weekend, and amongst comedy fans, Shane has been one of the most anticipated hosts for SNL in a very long time. However, in addition to a lot of people being excited to see Shane do comedy there was a portion of SNL fans who were adamantly opposed to Shane coming back on the show, and even some who vocally announced that they'd be boycotting this installment of Saturday Night Live. Whether you were looking forward to seeing Shane on SNL, or you're a complete retard who'd rather just watch every late night host make the same 12 monologue jokes about Trump being Hitler, it's safe to say that Shane certainly shocked a lot of people this weekend on Saturday Night Live. If you're interested in finding out more about how he shocked the world, then you've come to the right place. I will be discussing in detail Shane's performance hosting SNL and some of the immediate reception following this performance. Before we get into what I think, let's get an opinion from an Asian man about Shane Gillis' performance. Dude, Shane Gillis just hosted SNL, and you're Asian. What do you think? Did you even see it?
Hello everybody, Shane Gillis is my favorite comedian, and it was a true honor to see him on the Saturday Night Live.
Dude, I'm gonna sound like that!
What? Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. That was just some random guy I found on the street. Anyway, Shane Gillis' performance on SNL was obviously met with a lot of praise from his signature fan base. All the dogs united because Shane did it. To begin with, I watched Shane's monologue and I was honestly very impressed. You could tell that Shane was a little bit more nervous than usual, but I think he handled the pressure very well and delivered his jokes splendidly. That being said, I do believe that Shane had to hyper-focus and work harder than usual on stage, given the fact that he is anything but a clean comedian. And on Saturday Night Live, you have to at least adhere to TV clean guidelines. I say this because usually when Shane's on stage and he's killing, he's making it look incredibly easy. The very first thing Shane does when he walks out after saying hello is directly address that he was fired from the show 5 years ago.
I was fired from this show a while ago, but if, don't look that up, please. If you don't know who I am, please don't Google that.
And that would end up being the only time he addresses the firing. A lot of the Norm fans out there were probably hoping for him to trash the show a little bit, and I'm sure there's a part of Shane that thought about doing that as well, but I don't blame him for just doing a regular monologue. Then he does some material about how he should be a high school football coach and also a 9th grade sex education teacher, and we can start to see some of the nerves calm down for Shane. Then he points out his dad Phil in the crowd for an incredibly wholesome moment. Then, without giving up the premise, he does a bit where he calls the audience gay, and then ends the monologue with some jokes about Down syndrome, where Shane does say the word retarded. Now, of course, there's going to be plenty of, well, I don't want to call them retards, but people who simply do not understand Shane's use of the word, setting up something cooler that happens later on in the joke. More on that later, though. All in all, the crowd was laughing, and I thought Shane did a really good job, even when having to be clean. To me, the thing that seemed the most interesting was how Shane was able to navigate through his material on a clean show, because if you're a fellow dog, then you'd know that a lot of Shane's funniest material is on the dirtier side.
You might add her straight as hell, dude. We fucking hate the environment. That's how straight we are. All we talk about is eating pussy and fracking. I don't think I've ever made a girl make a sound with my dick. Except like when I lay on them at first and they're like, that's it, just, oh, Jesus, mister.
Having to be clean on TV is gay, but it's not gay, is liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you're finding value in the content you're watching. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and I hope you subscribe to join the YouTube family. However, even being a little outside Shane's element while working clean, I would say he still had a solid performance and had the crowd laughing at most of the bits. And during the awkward moments, he was able to navigate through them incredibly well because Shane is a professional comedian, and he knows exactly what he's doing. Even though I thought the monologue was a complete success for Shane, there were more hate comments than I was expecting. Of course, the first comment I saw was this woman calling the Down syndrome humor disgusting, which is funny because Shane did this bit about how you can tell a person hasn't been around people with Down syndrome based on the way they act. Shane has family members with it, and that's how you know that it comes from a sincere place of love. Just because you're too stupid to understand that doesn't make it not funny. I saw another one that said Saturday Alt-Right Live, which is also funny because he tells a joke where he calls a white kid a cracker in a mean way, and that's the last thing somebody who's far-right or alt-right would do. I swear, it's like these mouth-breathing mongoloids spin the wheel of buzzwords, and then whatever it lands on, that's how they write their comments. There's another comment here about Shane saying the word, and apparently that made this woman commit seppuku because she was so unhappy. If words offend you, maybe you shouldn't be watching a comedy show. I don't know. I feel like that point can be a bit overused and stupid at times, but I had to say it there. If you watch the monologue yourself, you'd see that Shane prefaces all the jokes about Down syndrome by saying he has family members with it. But obviously, that wasn't enough to keep some of these cretins from misunderstanding what he meant anyway. Like this person patting kids with Down syndrome on the back as if Shane defiled them in his monologue in any way. From there, you can find several more negative comments of people saying that they didn't like Shane's monologue, but that's to be expected because a lot of these people watch SNL regularly, so what can you really expect from them? However, there were a lot more positive comments than negative if you check the comment section. It's like a damn kennel in there with all the dogs. One comment I felt was particularly noteworthy was a comment from comedian Joe List saying that Shane's monologue was tremendous. It's nice to see fellow comedians supporting Shane in his endeavors. By the way, the amount of love and support I saw on social media from fellow comedians and even younger comedians that I personally know leading up to Shane hosting SNL was absolutely amazing, and it makes me very delighted to be a part of the community of stand-up comedians. Furthermore, I watched a few of the sketches and honestly, I thought a lot of them were pretty good, but also several of them were underwhelming. I don't think Shane is to blame for a lot of this though, because obviously he's only contributing to a part in most of them, but the monologue he likely had full control over. The sketches I did enjoy most were Trump Sneakers, Fugliana, and Rock Bottom Kings. Now obviously if you watch this channel, you know how I feel about journalists, especially journalists like Seth Simons. The journalist came out with some very predictable headlines trying to drag Shane through the mud. A few of these articles like Yahoo and the Daily Beast said that Shane bombed with gay and Down syndrome jokes, which is a blatant lie. First of all, Shane only told one gay joke that I recall, and it got a laugh. Here's the joke.
You remember that when you were a little boy and you loved your mom and you thought she was the cool? You remember when you were gay? You remember when you were just a gay little boy?
He also got plenty of laughs when doing some of his jokes about Down syndrome. Even when you could sense the crowd was a little uncomfortable, he got plenty of laughs in his monologue. This is how you know journalists don't know shit about comedy, because these are the same dickheads who say that comedy should only punch up and never punch down. Then there were obviously several other articles that made it seem like Shane was struggling or cringy. I guess cringy is subjective, but I don't think he was struggling at all. I honestly felt like even though being clean isn't really in Shane's wheelhouse, he still waded the waters exceptionally well. That being said, we already know that the press is a bunch of losers who are allergic to being honest and having integrity the way Seth Simons is allergic to being a comedian. It's 2024 and most people look at news headlines and don't take them seriously. After all, if you've seen one headline, you've probably seen them all. In sum, I thought Shane's Saturday Night Live appearance was an overall win for the people, given the fact he's a comedian that is incredibly well respected amongst other comedians and general comedy fans. Even if he did badly, it would still be a win, but lucky for us, Shane delivered a great monologue, and I think there's a good chance that Lorne Michaels will have him back again in the future, because after all, Lorne Michaels has always been on the side of comedy. But this is what I think. I'd love to hear what you guys thought about the monologue down in the comments section below. All in all, this was how Shane Gillis just shocked the world. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end. I really hope you guys enjoyed it because I'm very proud of Shane as somebody who met the guy and thought he was very sweet and very kind. It's just really cool to see him doing bigger and better things. So, you know, I'm very happy for him, and that's why I wanted to make this video talking about the monologue and what I personally thought of it. If you guys enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications down below, because that's a free way to help the channel grow, and you're helping the community grow brick by brick, one subscriber at a time. I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers this year, and I think we could do it, so please subscribe and join the family today. If you want to support the channel further, you can check out the Patreon page down below. For as little as $3 a month, you can see some exclusive content, like some of the comedy sets I've been working out recently. You get to see every single video early, you get shout-outs every single video, and you also get to play a direct leading hand in the direction that this channel takes in terms of content. Real quick shout-out to Crossblocker, Jason Murray, Thomas Gill, Ethan, Karsten, Celia, and also Eduardo for being patrons, and welcome Celia as the newest member to the Patreon. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure to take care of yourselves, your friends, your family, and your loved ones. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.